Good morning, happy Saturday. Welcome back. It is the Saturday Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. I'm Christian Esparza. Alex Napoles with me on a beautiful, beautiful Saturday morning.
It's always beautiful, Christian. You know why it's even more beautiful today?
Why is that?
Football is back.
Football is back. We had a game earlier this week. Half of a football game, maybe. The Hall of Fame game. Did you watch any of it?
I did, yeah. I watched, I think the second half on.
It was something.
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance.
Yeah, man.
You know what? I saw a crazy stat just to jump right in. It said last year, Bo Nix, as a rookie for the Broncos, threw, I think he had 520-something passing attempts just last season. Since Trey Lance graduated high school.
Oh, no.
He has 400-something passing attempts.
That's kind of crazy.
Give the man a chance.
Wow.
Give the man a chance.
Look, man, he had a big night at the Hall of Fame game, but
yeah,
it still blows my mind that he was a third overall pick.
Oh, that never should have happened.
It never should have.
What was it, North Dakota State?
Yeah, North Dakota State got picked by the 49ers, and then he's kind of bounced around a little bit. He had a stint with the Cowboys last year, and now he's with the Chargers and played in the Hall of Fame game, man.
Yeah, he's going to be somebody to keep an eye on, especially with a guy like Jim Harbaugh, right? Stability at the head coaching position. Harbaugh's a guy that's respected by everybody, so I like it. Not saying Trey Lance is ever going to be a superstar, but like I think he could definitely revitalize his career. But anyway,
have a little
as a backup,
Sam Darnold arc.
Yeah, something like that.
I could see it.
We'll see, but
still goes down as probably one of the worst third overall picks.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they let go of him after 2.5 or 3 years, so
yeah,
that's always bad.
Yes.
How's your week?
It was good, man. I don't necessarily have a highlight. I didn't really do much this week. Just working and getting ready for football. I think if I had to do a highlight, I did go to the Real Salt Lake game on Wednesday night and saw Club America.
Yeah.
It was rowdy, it was loud, it was wild, and it was fun. It was a good time.
That was a great game.
It was a good game.
That was exciting. 3
penalty saves from Rafa Cabral.
Yeah.
It was fun, man.
Huge.
Good time.
Well, good for you. Crazy week. Camp is starting. Camp started, I guess. So busy for us here on the station. Alma is producing Behind the Glass. Alma, you got a highlight of the week?
Yeah, I just been taking care of my dog this week. My roommate travels for work, so, having to take on some extra duties. But
that's nice.
Because of that, I've spent an extensive amount of time scrolling through TikTok and spending some lovely time.
Does he pay you, your roommate?
Yeah, so he still takes care of all the usual stuff. So it's more of just, here's some extra money for doing what needs to be done. But
what kind of dog is it? Sorry.
He is a pit bull terrier named Scoob.
Wow.
All brown body. We even got the little turquoise looking collar, got the Scooby-Doo medallion for him. So, cute little boy, but sometimes he gets on my nerves, but don't all children?
I guess.
But with that, scrolling through TikTok, I came across Matt Rife, if y'all are familiar, comedian, found out that he bought the Warren home in Connecticut.
I just saw that this morning, actually.
And he's pitching to allow people to pay to stay the night in the Warren home. And I don't think that that's a good idea, just having random people stay overnight. There has to be some intense security for that thing.
Like the Conjuring Warren?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Conjuring Warren home. Matt Rife bought that thing.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
I think I have better things.
I'm good.
I think I have better things going on.
So after that, I was like, you know what? I think I'm doing just fine, me and my dog in my apartment. I'm not going to travel anywhere else.
There you go.
There you go, man.
Well, Alex, let's jump right in. We got a lot to go over, especially because it's training camp, like we said, and we got to hear from a lot of people over the past couple of days. I want to start talking about BYU and their quarterback battle. I think that is the biggest storyline. I think everybody would agree that's the biggest storyline. And we got to hear from all three of them day one of camp. It sounds like they are splitting reps evenly. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on over the next month or so. Let's jump right in. Let's start with McKay Hillstead first, because he seems to be the leader in the clubhouse as far as, if everybody had to guess who's going to start for BYU week 1, sounds like McKay Hillstead is the penciled-in starter, but let's hear what he had to say from day 1 of camp.
How was first day?
Good. Yeah, really good. First day back, going against the defense, which we did a little bit during the summer, but good experience. You learn a lot of really simple things, and it's good getting back into the swing of things, really. So good day. Yeah.
How are you treating this competition? It's kind of like all three of you guys at the same level. Are you hoping to differentiate yourself, and how will you do that?
Yeah, I think for me, just playing my game. I think that's the same for all the other guys. You can't try to be anybody else other than yourself. So just put that all on tape, be your best self, and try to go get it.
Where do you feel like you've improved the most since last year when you were going through your first fall camp here?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was just, getting reps and just experience with the guys. Obviously, coming from a different offense at Utah State, we were RPO heavy, and not that we don't do that here. It's just a little bit more pro style. So just figuring some of those things out and getting versed in some of that stuff, and mastery of the offense has been big for me.
How well have you mastered the playbook?
I don't think when I'm out there, I'd say that's where I'm at. I can get guys where they need to be going. So I think full mastery, really.
You got a chance to make a few starts at Utah State before coming here. How's that experience helped you in kind of competing for the top job at quarterback here?
Yeah. So Utah State, true freshman season, obviously you learn a lot. Good things, bad things, and I had ups and downs over the course of that season, but I think learning the speed of college football is a big thing, because it is different for sure. So learning that, and then obviously learning from some of the mistakes that you make, but then still going out there and playing your game when it comes down to it. So that was a big thing, just gaining that confidence while I started a few games up there.
How do you get
most about this offense and this game?
Yeah, I think we're super versatile. We incorporate a lot of things. I think it was talked about in our quarterback room. There's opposing teams or other coaches that will talk to our coaches and talk about how multiple we are in our playbook and how many different things we do, which I think makes it really hard to game plan us. Because of that versatility, we're able to attack all sides of the field. We're super good up front with the O-line, super good run game, and then we have elite receivers as well. So super versatile, like I said.
How do you guys push each other? You're all friends off the field, but it's a competition as well. How do you guys make each other better?
Yeah, I think just positivity between all the guys is big. We're all super positive with one another because, like I said earlier, when it comes down to it, ultimately you're competing against yourself. You have your things that you're working on personally. So like we're all super positive with one another. I think we're all super focused on how we can all improve, and I think that's pretty much what gets us rolling in the right direction.
How did Jake's situation, as it unfolded, affect your preparation and mindset the last 3 months?
Yeah, obviously we love Jake. Situation was, pretty crazy, but I think when it comes down to it, stay ready soon enough to get ready is my thing. So I'm, even last season where, I wasn't going to see the field really. Gary was the backup. You prep like you're the starter regardless. You're knowing all the coverages of the opposing team, knowing obviously what you have going in the install to each week, and that's just my mindset. Always stay ready so you don't have to rush and be like, oh, what am I doing? It's like, no, I've known what I'm doing, so it's really just second nature when I get out there.
How do you combat being not the tallest quarterback on the field?
Yeah, it's how I've been my whole life, really. So yeah. I think obviously there's just things that I've figured out, and I see it the way I see it, and it doesn't slow me down, because obviously I can't just grow automatically. I can't choose that, right? It's out of my control. So yeah. I think really just, figuring out the game how I have up to this point all throughout high school at Utah State and now here, and just, being confident in my ability, which I am, and just going out there and trying to win. Watching Jake for an entire season, win 11 games, what did you learn from him? What are the positive things you want to pick up from him? Yeah, something about Jake, that I touched on is just, the willingness to win. Jake's super competitive, and I thought that was super cool. Obviously, never faltered during a 2-minute situation because he just wanted to win. I think sometimes you can get distracted with how can I manage this, how can I manage that, but ultimately the goal is just, okay, how can we win here, how can we get it done? And that was something that I thought was really cool that Jake had.
There you go. That is McKay Hillstead, former Utah State quarterback, current BYU Cougar, vying for the starting spot.
Again, probably the most experienced one in that room. Love what I saw from him out of high school. Day 2.
Did you call any of his games at Skyridge?
No, I didn't, unfortunately. But I did. When he was a senior at Skyridge, I did go run part of the system. But I didn't necessarily call the game. But I did see him a couple times.
Yeah.
During his senior year at Skyridge, he had a pass batted down at the line of scrimmage yesterday at yesterday's practice at the line of scrimmage by Ace Kafusi.
Okay.
Is there height concerns with McKay?
You hear Jake Hatch throwing shots at him. That was the last question.
Yeah, no, it was.
Jake had to sneak in a shot at his height. No, it is a very real concern. I mean,
I feel like it is. Yes,
5'10" is what he's listed at. That is short. That is short, and you could see it on the field when he played at Utah State. He was the smallest person out there, and the Big 12. Truthfully, is a step up in size, in competition. I mean, the guys are bigger, faster, stronger than they were at Utah State. So it is tough. I did like his answer. It's something that he's always had to deal with. He didn't choose it, and he's kind of just learned how to get around it.
Yeah, that's kind of. It's an interesting situation because, I mean, you can't really control your height, but you can figure out ways to play bigger.
Right, play bigger. And another thing, too, especially with A-Rod as the coordinator, Hillstead can get out of the pocket.
He can.
You don't have to throw from the pocket. Now, there are times where that does need to happen, but he's a very mobile quarterback. He has the ability to move the pocket around and use his legs to find a spot where he can make a throw. So initially, I'm not super worried about it, but yeah, we'll see if that starts to hold him back. But it's not something that I think would eliminate him from being able to start. Like I said earlier, it sounds like he is the leader in the clubhouse for a reason. And I think if they were worried about his height, then he would not be the leader in the clubhouse, presumably. Right?
I would agree.
Okay, that was McKay Hillstead. Next, let's hear from Bear Bachmeyer, big freshman, true freshman. He transferred from Stanford in the spring transfer window. He initially committed there to go play with his brother Tiger. BYU got them both in the spring transfer window, Bear and Tiger. So here is the true freshman, Bear Bachmeyer.
Day 1 of fall camp, what's it been like just kind of being in the competition for the starting quarterback? I mean, how are you in terms of your comfort level with the offense?
Yeah, it's been great. Obviously the goal is to compete, and I think being in this environment elevates everybody's game. And yeah, I feel like the day went well, and acclimated pretty well. So just got to keep stacking days.
How has the split up reps, and have you gotten a chance to go with the first team a lot today?
Yeah, split up reps pretty equally, and again, it's a competition, and so coaches got to divvy it up and make that decision with an equal amount of reps. So it's been well.
Do you feel like you have all different strengths that you can bring to the offense, or pretty similar?
Yeah, I think I think we're all capable of making every throw, and we're all capable of using our legs when needed. So I think it's a great fit for A-Rod's offense, and yeah.
Did you think when you came here that you would be in competition for the starting job right away?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you go to school or any environment, you want to play, you want to compete. Obviously circumstances arose and kind of opens up an opportunity, so kind of got to take it and do your best with that.
How crazy it been for you over the last 8 months? You went to Stanford, they ended up here. What's the journey been like so far for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think everything happens for a reason. I learned a lot. Everything's a process, and I think it's everything happens for a reason. I think I'm in a good spot, and I'm really excited.
How challenging is Roderick's offense to learn since you got here in May?
Yeah, I was fortunate to be at Stanford and got to experience college football and obviously learn from a great offensive mind. And so coming over to Coach Aaron, obviously there's a lot of complexity in a lot of offenses, and so getting acclimated to the terminology. But you find ways to kind of simplify the game and simplify the playbook. and kind of just play free when you're out there.
Are there specific ways where the offense fits your individual strengths as a quarterback?
Yeah, I think one of the things Coach Mitchell and Coach A-Rod advocate for is, playing free and playing to your strength in your game. And that's, off-platform throws and, making plays. If it's third and whatever, having the capability to use your legs to go get that first down. So I think it's a great scheme, and I think that's why we won a great amount of games last year.
Since you arrived, what have you done to form relationships with the key personnel in this offense to win that locker room?
Yeah, well, we got a big ping pong kind of deal going in the locker room, and then we call it the fun house. It's actually a house probably like a mile away. We go over and play Catan all the time. Forming relationships that way. It's been fun.
What's the story behind wearing number 47?
Yeah, me and my dad joke around. I used to play running back when I was younger, or when I started playing football. And then when I made the transition to quarterback, I just kept the number. And I continued to play actually middle linebacker up until 8th grade. So I don't know, I like the number and kind of brings you back to like your primitive nature, I guess, when you're playing. So it's cool.
So let's get this one out of the way early. Why are you named after an animal?
I can ramble a little. It's a long story. So Tiger's real name is James Florian Bachmeyer, and so James, he's the fourth. Tiger's the fourth. James Florian Bachmeyer the first is my dad's grandpa. And he was a fighter pilot. He smoked those unfiltered camels, and his voice was deep. So my dad growing up, his grandpa, so my great grandpa, James the First, would always go tell my dad, like, get over here, Tiger. And my dad always thought that was cool. He named James the Fourth Tiger when he had a kid. And then he said, the best one's got to be named Bear. So.
What is it like having your brother here to go through this?
It's been great. I mean, the relationship that we have is he's my brother. We live together, and growing up, we kind of did everything together, and so reliving the glory days from high school to college. So I think it's going to be really fun.
What do you do with your brother to learn the playbook?
Yeah, so he's smart. I like to think I'm smarter, but we kind of, he'll quiz me, I'll quiz him, and I think that's kind of helping us, even expedite our learning process within the playbook.
What went into the decision to leave Stanford in the first place?
Yeah, I love my time at Stanford. Obviously, some circumstances arose with, Coach leaving, and I'm here now, so I'm really excited.
You had your older brother Hank, who just recently finished his college career. Have you been able to learn things from his journey through Boise and Louisiana Tech and Wake and everything?
Yeah, I got a text this morning actually, and just I'm very fortunate to have him, and he's obviously played a lot of ball. He's got a lot of experience, so I'm just trying to be a sponge with him, and obviously he's passing down a lot of knowledge to me, and I'm trying to soak it up as much as I can. It's a great asset to have.
As a fresh,
what are your impressions of the offensive personnel around you in this offense?
Yeah, I think we got dogs. I think I think it starts up front, and we got guys that can go. They can move the line of scrimmage. I think we have the number one tailback in the country, and we got guys on the perimeter that can go. So I think we're in a great spot.
As a freshman, how do you gain the trust of the rest of the team and exert your leadership ability?
Yeah, I think I think when it's kind of like your innate kind of behavior and that natural behavior and having command and commanding presence, in the weight room and off the field, and obviously, you got to perform.
There you go. Bear Bachmeyer, freshman quarterback for BYU. He is a little bit more prototypical quarterback size, I guess. 6'2", 225 is what he's listed as. I didn't know this, but Bear also has an older brother named Hank. Hank, we joked about it in the break. Hank Bachmeyer.
Yeah.
Hank was the quarterback for Wake Forest last year, and then he looks like he graduated, played for the 49ers rookie mini camp, and then is searching for an opportunity post-college. But anyways, Bear and Tiger, some new animal-themed additions to BYU.
I think Tiger has potential to be really awesome this year, man.
As a receiver. Yeah.
And we'll see where I like Bear Bachmeyer's confidence to come in as a true freshman
Yeah, I mean, to be competing for the starting job as a true freshman that's something, right? Clearly, the coaching staff is excited for him and believes in him. Otherwise, they would just hand it to Hillstead or Bourget.
Exactly. And the fact that they've made it very, very apparent and very, very known that it is a three-way battle, not just a two-way battle, I think that speaks a lot to Bear Bachmeier. And like I said, his confidence and I guess his knowledge of being able to come in and execute. I think one of the things Aaron Roderick said was that one of the things missing right now is just the chemistry between him and his teammates.
Yeah.
But he's shown really, really good signs.
And the chemistry takes the most time to develop, honestly. And it's hard to build that in one training camp. It's even harder to build that in the training camp when you're splitting reps 3 ways. But we'll see. I would imagine we're going to see Bear at some point this season, whether he's starting week 1 or not. But we will see. Next up, let's hear from Trayson Bourget. He, a lot of people talk about this as McKay versus Bear. And people kind of leave Trayson out, right? But Bourget has been there with the program for a year as well, just like Hillstead, basically taking a redshirt year last year. So we can't leave Bourget out of it. So let's hear what he had to say.
Trey, obviously there's a well-publicized quarterback competition that's just begun. How do you evaluate it, all kind of on an equal level, and how do you plan on separating yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all of us in the quarterback room, all 4 of us are trying to compete, win the starting job, obviously, but the person who does that is the person who, competes the hardest, gets the job done, obviously taking the easy completions, moving the ball, and scoring touchdowns.
What do you want to show personally?
I just want to show that I'm more than capable of doing everything on the field, whether that's, running for 10 yards, throwing for 15 yards on a play, or even taking the easy completion for 5 yards. Whatever it is, I'm going to get the job done.
Do you have a style of quarterback you identify yourself as, a dual threat or anything like that?
I'm just a quarterback. I'm out there. I'm going to go sling the ball. I'm going to make a play. If I got to run, I'm going to run. I'm going to pick up first downs and score some touchdowns.
Where's your comfort level with the playbook and the offense after being in the program for a year, kind of sitting and watching what Jake had done and the other guys had done last year?
Absolutely, I'm very comfortable. This is the most confident and comfortable I've been in the system my whole career. I mean, coming from freshman year in high school, throughout my senior high school, I had a different offense every single year. Then going to college, I was at Western Michigan for 2 years, 2 different coaches. Then here last year, so that's my 3rd offense in college. So now it's finally having some continuity in my offense and feel super confident, got good timing down with the receivers and just ready to work.
Is it kind of a relief to have kind of some continuity for a change?
Absolutely, yes sir.
How do you guys push each other? I mean, you're all friends, obviously. You always want to help the team, but there's a competition. How do you guys push each other?
Yeah, I mean, we're all really good friends off the field, on the field, in the classroom, in the meeting room, whatever it is. We all get along very, very well, but we're all competitors in whatever it is, whether we're drawing up plays on the whiteboard or watching film. We're all competing in whatever it is, but it's a good competition.
What did you learn from Jake last year watching him?
How to win football games. That this first time I got to watch, sitting on the sidelines, a quarterback win 11 games. That's hard to do, especially in the Big 12. And so he's a competitor. The guy can grit out some wins, make some big throws, make some big time runs, take some hits, get right back up. Love Jake.
Is there something you're focusing on coming into camp that you want to get better at?
Yeah, I just want to continue to show that I'm worthy to play at this level. Big 12, that's one of the best conferences in the country, and I want to just continue to show that I'm ready for this level of competition, and I can go out there and compete with the best.
Can you clarify? Oh, go ahead, Mitch.
When you left Western Michigan, why were you so passionate to come to BYU as a walk-on and be part of this program?
Yeah, absolutely. I got opportunities to go elsewhere in the portal. Coming from the Midwest in Michigan, it was some really good moments. Also some moments where I was feeling, like, dang, I miss home. I miss playing in front of my family. I miss, my loved ones coming to watch me play. It was really hard for them to go out to Michigan every weekend to go watch me play. And so I wanted to go somewhere where, I can feel the love. I can feel the family environment. I can have my family come and watch my games. I can also, visit home whenever I need to. And heck, we play in Tucson this year, so to play in front of my family, I could never turn that down. So walk-on, scholarship, whatever it is, as long as I get my foot in the door, I'm going to make it worth it.
I had a similar question with you.
Camp, and did you work out with anybody, and did you go anywhere to work out?
Yeah, I worked out with a lot of the receivers each and every week, trying to get our timing down, and obviously didn't get much reps with them my first year here. And then, Coach John Beck, awesome, 3D QB, definitely got some work in with him over this summer, and just trying to figure everything out mechanically, just nail it all in, dial it up, and get ready for camp.
What kind of insights did he have for you working with him? I mean, did he kind of open your eyes to maybe something you hadn't seen before with your mechanics and motion and everything?
Yeah, I mean, he's somebody who studied it for years upon years upon years, and he's also done it. He's been on the field and done it. So just to see it from his eyes and hear it from his mouth, it's definitely game-changing.
Is there any new receivers coming in that's impressed you or that maybe has opened your eyes a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, day one, I feel like a lot of the receivers were just kind of getting their feet wet, making plays. As we go on through camp, we'll kind of see more and more. But I'm super excited for all the newcomers. It's going to be an exciting time.
What did Roderick lay out to you and the rest of the quarterbacks is what it's going to take to win this job?
Yeah, the person who just moves the ball, got to make plays, just distribute the ball, get first downs, score touchdowns. I mean, whatever you need in the quarterback, I feel like all of us have the capability of doing it. So whoever goes out and shows it, that's who you're going to be seeing on Saturdays.
Are you going to be sick of asking who's going to be the starter when you're around campus, around your friends? Are you going to be glad when this whole thing is over?
I mean, I'm just happy to be in the competition.
Last question. Has your mindset changed from spring, obviously, when you were competing for what looked like a backup job, to now you're actually in the running for the starting job?
Not at all. I mean, you can ask anybody on the team or my family. Like I've always been very confident in my abilities. So whether it was competing for the third string or when I first got here last spring, competing for a scholarship, to now competing for the starting position, it's the same mindset every single day. You want to go out there and do your best. You don't want to settle for average. You want to be the best at what you're doing, whether that's being the best at signaling, being the best at running third team offense, being the best at running the first team offense. Whatever it is, you want to be the best at it, and that's what I strive to do.
There you go. That is Trayson Bourget, the other quarterback in this three-man race for BYU's starting job. Tucson, Arizona native. He played at Western Michigan in 2022 and 23. Started 10 games, or played in 10 games across those 2 seasons, and then basically redshirted last year at BYU and is now vying for the starting job. He is the oldest of these 3 guys. He mentioned he's from Tucson. BYU plays Tucson week 7, game 6 in Tucson, so a little bit of a homecoming for Trayson Bourget. We'll see if he is the starting quarterback in that game.
We'll see, man. All fall camp long and all, leading up to week 1, we're going to be locked into this quarterback battle and keeping an eye on who's going to emerge as that guy for BYU. This is obviously one of the biggest, if not the biggest, storyline in college football in the state of Utah this offseason. And so I'm excited to see who emerges, man. I think all 3 guys have immense talent, and we'll see who BYU decides is going to put them in the best position to win games.
He gave one of my favorite answers. Not to say I didn't like any answers from the other 2 guys, but somebody asked him his play style of quarterback and how he likes to play, and he said, "I'm just a quarterback. Like I'll get out there and I'll play quarterback, whether I need to run or throw, whatever." Like I love that. So again, got a long camp ahead of us. And we'll learn some more over the next couple of weeks. So let's take a break. Coming up next on the other side, let's hear from BYU offensive coordinator Aaron Roderick. Of course, we've got the 3 guys playing for the job. It's going to be Roderick and presumably Kalani Sitake making the decision on who starts. We'll hear from Aaron Roderick next. Stay with us. It's the Saturday Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Welcome back to the Saturday Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. I'm Christian Esparza, Alex Napoles with me as we break down the first week of training camp. Hitting BYU this first hour. Coming up at 11, we'll talk about Utah and what we learned from them. Last segment, we talked about the 3 quarterbacks, McKay Hillstead, Bear Bachmeyer, and Trayson Bourget. Got to hear from all 3 of them on day 1 of camp. Yesterday, we got to hear from BYU offensive coordinator Aaron Roderick. Let's jump right into that and hear what A-Rod had to say.
Ready to name a starter for the quarterback?
No. Not ready. Need more time.
Yeah. What has been your initial assessment through 3 days?
We're giving equal reps to 3 guys, and you guys know who the 3 are, and they're doing a good job. It's too soon to try to measure any separation or anything like that. I think we need to give everybody more opportunities before we start to try to make any kind of decisions. It's going to be a minute.
What did Bear show you in summer that said he warrants being in a 3-man race with guys that have been in the program already?
It wasn't really about summer. It's just what he was in high school, and just how quickly he's been able to learn. He's very smart, very, very smart, and so he's up to speed. He needs reps as far as like chemistry with his teammates, but in terms of knowing what to do, he's been dialed every play.
Coach, with LJ, what do you see as touches wise? How many touches would you like LJ to get per game?
A lot, yeah. I don't want to I don't have an exact number, but we want him to touch the ball a lot.
And
this
you don't
year.
have a governor on him as far as...
He's one of our best players. He's in great shape. He's really changed his body. I don't know if you guys have seen him, but he's leaned out a little bit, and he's one of the best players on this team.
Haunga's not on the roster today. Can you update us on what his status is?
Yeah, the only thing I can say about that is he's got some personal issues and not going to be with us this year.
Will you be getting Hinckley Rapati back?
Hope so. Yeah, we're waiting. We've appealed to the NCAA for another year, and from what I know about it, I believe that he should get another year from what I know about the case, but I don't know if that will happen or not. We're waiting. We would love to have him back, and I want to point out what a critical player he was for us last year. And we won 11 games, and he was a huge part of our success, and we would love to have him back.
Is the appeal centered around medical year or the JUCO?
It's a variety of things. Yeah, it's mostly. I don't want to go into all the details, but you guys know he had a variety of injuries. He's a junior college guy. You've got the COVID year involved in there too, so we're hopeful.
How's your offensive line looking so far? I know that you finally put the pads on today, so you probably get your first real look at it.
Good, yeah. Today was first day in pads, but we feel like we have depth there, and we should be able to run the ball.
Gentry and Jada are kind of the two guys at tackle. Have they been what you expected them to be?
So far, yeah. I expect those two to be our starting tackles, Gentry at right and Jada at left. And I have a lot of confidence in both of them.
In the tight end room, is there anyone that's kind of stood out? I know it's early, but...
Carson Ryan,
Okay.
yeah, he's really stood out, as he did in spring ball.
Yeah.
And then there's some other good players there. We're just working through how that will shape up, but I like that group's improved for sure. Yeah.
You're no stranger to structuring quarterback battles, but how challenging was this when you have your whole outlook of the position change in the summer?
Well, it's always a challenge, but I've been through this enough times. I hope that people will have some confidence that we can get this done. We've done it before, and we have a good process that we go through to basically what we're going to do is we're going to work through it, and the whole team's going to watch it happen. And so whenever that starter is named, everybody on the team will be, we'll know, oh yeah, of course, like we just watched it happen on the field. And so we'll just keep working our way through it, just as we've done in the past with Jaron and Baylor, Zach and Jaron and Baylor, et cetera, right? We've been through this before last year with Gary and Jake, and we'll do it again.
Do you have a timeline in your mind at all, or you should let it play out however long it takes?
Well, no, there's no deadline, but the sooner the better. I would prefer not to be naming a starter on game day, but you have to let it play out a little bit too. If you rush it, then you can create some other issues as well. So we need to let them compete for a little while. I know you guys are going to keep asking me every time, but I have to let them compete for a little while so we gather enough information to make a good decision.
We saw a pick from Bear today and then a pick from Trace on day one. How are they taking care of the football and turnover? What's that number?
Good. The one Bear had was kind of silly because we asked him not to scramble today. He's just a tiny bit, just a little something that we're like, hey, don't scramble. He's taken every rep, he's practiced, and he kind of should have just held on to the ball and kind of jogged his scramble. So that's a good lesson for a freshman. But taking care of the football is number one. That's number one job.
How is Barrett coming along with the playbook?
As I already mentioned, he's brilliant. I mean, he's very smart and he knows the whole offense already. He needs chemistry and reps with his teammates, with his receivers, with the pass protections. But he knows what to do every play, and he has shown that. His assignment-wise, he is very sharp.
How has Tiger fit in so far?
Doing a great job. Tiger's going to play for us a lot. He's a good player, really good player. he'll be an important player on this team.
You're willing to declare which one's smarter? Because I know that they've had their own debate.
Yeah, I mean, well, Tiger graduated from Stanford in 2.5 years, speaks Chinese, flies airplanes. What else does he do? He's that guy. They're interesting.
What's the status of Waylon? We haven't seen him in action in the media windows.
He's dealing with a minor thing. We're just being really careful with him because Waylon's going to start for us, and so we're just trying to be super smart. It's nothing major.
And just to follow up on that, how are you, guys that are proven commodities like a Chase and LJ and Waylon? Do you have that luxury to kind of sideline them? But with that quarterback battle, do you want that chemistry? How are you juggling that?
Yeah, good question. It's a fine line, with your proven players. That's why we're holding Waylon right now. We know who Waylon is, and we know what he's going to do for us this year. And so we want to get him enough reps to be sharp, but keep him healthy. And same thing with Chase Roberts and LJ and, some of our proven guys. So if you hold them back too much, then they get rusty. But you have to also be smart and get to the first game as healthy as you can.
You touched on this a little bit with LJ and how many touches you want to give him, and in light of Pokai and Eagle and all that. But how do you feel overall about the depth of running back and the guys? I mean, you mentioned you want to give LJ tons of reps. Do you feel confident in the guys that are behind him to kind of buoy him?
Jovesa Demouni hasn't played for us yet, but he's a good player. He's doing a lot of good things in practice, and he's kind of different than those other guys. He's a speed guy and a really good receiver. And I've seen good things from Logan Payne at running back as well. In spring ball, he did a great job, and he's doing good things out here. And Preston Rex is showing up at running back too. He's doing a great job there. We've moved him there, and really, he's been a pleasant surprise through 3 practices how well he's doing.
Last one for Coach.
I wanted to ask one more thing. You promoted Matt Mitchell to assistant QB coach. What role is he going to have in deciding this QB along with you and Kalani?
Same role he's already had. He's been an integral part of our coaching staff. Huge in the development of our QBs. We team up together on that. He's had a big role in our game planning. It's the whole time he's been here. When we lost him to Baylor, we missed him, and we fought to get him back, and we just felt like naming him that title was just a way of showing him our appreciation for how much he does for our program. He's a really good coach, and he's doing a great job.
There you go. That is offensive coordinator Aaron Roderick opening up not just on the quarterback battle, Alex, but giving some insight on BYU's offense as a whole.
Interesting comments there made by the running back room, as they're trying to get Hinckley Rapati back on a waiver. So a lot to dive into there for Aaron Roderick, but obviously the biggest one is the quarterback battle. Gave a good assessment of the quarterbacks, had a lot of positive things to say about all 3. Giving a lot of praise to true freshman Barrett Blackmar, saying he's up to speed, with in the quarterback battle and is doing a good job competing with the rest of the quarterbacks. And so there's a lot to take away there from Aaron Roderick, but for me, it's mostly all positive.
So far, yeah. I mean, it's 2 days into camp, so, I would hope they don't have a whole lot of negative things to say, right? But you're spot on with the running back room. I mean, trying to bring Ropati back is huge, and, of course, LJ Martin is going to be the lead dog, but he has missed some time with injuries the last couple of years, and when he was out, BYU's running game really, really struggled. They didn't have anybody necessarily to step up, so you want to have as many bodies as you can get in that running back room. And
that's the biggest thing for me is just the fact that LJ Martin has been dealing with, the shoulder, dealt with a couple of other injuries last season, and so having good depth, not just depth, but good depth, at that running back position, I think could be a huge boost for BYU, especially considering the quarterback situation that they're in.
And Pokai Hunga left the team also,
yes.
So that is another, you're losing a body, and so you want to replace that, and you don't want to be spread thin because we saw that happen specifically to the running back position a little bit last year, and they struggled, but. I did like going back to the quarterback battle. I liked A-Rod's answer about Bear. Somebody asked him what Bear showed throughout the summer that made it so he's competing for the starting job right now. And A-Rod's it's not really what he showed throughout the summer. It's the reason, it's why we recruited him. It's why we brought him in. He's a big time. He was a 4-star prospect. So
Yes.
he's a big-time recruit. BYU was in on him even before he went to Stanford, and luckily they retained that relationship. So when Bear decided he didn't want to go to Stanford anymore, BYU still had the good relationship with him. And that's something that Kalani Sitake has talked about in the past. Like with the transfer portal now, you never want to burn bridges. You always want to retain these good relationships with players because even if you miss out on them initially, you never know if you're going to get the chance to be in on them again if they ever hit the window.
100%. And that's just the world we live in these days, man. You never know when you're going to get another swing at some guy that you wanted in the past.
Yeah.
This is a perfect example of it now with BYU allowing themselves to go on to the spring portal. You bring in both Tiger and Bear, and now they're at BYU, and there's some high expectations, and I think those are two guys that can potentially live up to those expectations. And I think Bear, like Aaron Roderick is saying, and like we've heard from Mitch and people who are watching these observation periods, Bear's coming along and he's up to speed and he's playing well.
It's going to take the longest for him to learn the playbook, to figure out the chemistry.
Yeah, a little bit disadvantaged because he didn't do spring. So I feel like he's at a disadvantage too because during spring you do have McKay Holstead there, you do have Tresson Bourget there, but he came in after the spring portal.
Well, and Holstead and Bourget were playing with the twos anyways during spring.
Yes.
But it's the same playbook. So there's that. But
it's good to hear that even though he had that disadvantage, he is working well to be up to speed and is playing well with his teammates. Now you just got to work on that chemistry and see what Bear Bachmeier can do.
A lot of homework.
47, interesting number for a quarterback. I know a lot of people have been making a big deal about it, but I think it's fun. I think it's nice.
Was that Bear wearing it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bear will be wearing number 47.
Days of 47?
Yeah, there you go. Good connection there.
No, I think that is a horrible number. No offense to Bear. My senior year of high school, I started out wearing 58 because I was a linebacker, and then I started playing fullback.
Yeah.
But I couldn't wear a number in the 50s, so I had to change to 48, and it looked awful. It's hard to make a number in the 40s look good.
I just think it's interesting for a quarterback to be 40.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a weird one. That is a weird one.
They asked about him in the first segment. We heard Bear Bachmeier. They asked him about it, and he said playing in a previous position, he moved over and he didn't want to change his number, and he's always liked 47. And now you have a quarterback at BYU wearing 47.
That's what he was saying. I think similar thing. He played like linebacker and tight end or something, and that's what it was. So that's where that comes from. Still ugly. But hey, you know what? If he's good, who cares?
Exactly.
So there you go. That was Aaron Roderick talking about BYU's offense and the quarterback situation and all that. Time for a break. Coming up next, on the other side, Alex, an NBA superstar, has signed a contract extension. This one is big. It affects the entire NBA. We'll hit that as well as technical fouls next. It's the Saturday Show. Stay with us. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
If you're coming from the street with dirty shoes on your feet, that's a technical foul. If you switch the radio to some modern music show, that's a technical foul. If you touch the thermostat, you'll get hit with a bat, 'cause that's a technical foul. You will feel my wrath. That's a technical foul.
Personal foul, 69, offense. He was giving them the business.
A technical foul.
Welcome back to the Saturday Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. I'm Christian Esparza, Alex Napoles with me. Alex, we've got some breaking news coming in per Shams Charania. Well, technically per Luka Doncic himself. Oh, spoiler alert. I just spoiled it. Lakers All-NBA superstar Luka Doncic has signed a 3-year, $165 million maximum contract extension with the franchise. This includes a player option in 2028, so it locks him up for this year, the year after, and then if he's happy in LA, he will opt into that third year. A little bit surprising considering there were some initial rumors about how happy Luka was to be in LA. There was a lot of speculation that he didn't want to be there long term, but I think the franchise has done a great job pivoting towards him since the trade, kind of pivoting away from LeBron James specifically, and letting Luka know that they are all in on his future.
As they should.
Yeah.
The reality is how much does LeBron have left in that tank? And so I love the idea of now pivoting over to having Luka Doncic be your star and your player of the franchise and start building around Luka Doncic rather than making it about LeBron.
Of course.
And it's a good move. It's a smart move. It's the right move. Luka is now there long term with the Los Angeles Lakers. 6 months after
3 years.
That's still long
He'll
term.
be a free agent before he hits his 30s.
That's still long term in the NBA, right? 3 years is a long time. And
yeah, whatever. I don't know. That's getting in. Yeah. So he's 26 now. This contract will be up before he's 30.
It's a good move.
I think it's the best move for both sides. It gives them kind of a 3-year trial, right? 3.5-year trial, including the half season he played. And then, it's really 2.5. And then, if he likes it, he'll opt into that player contract. Odds are he'll sign another extension by then if he truly is happy in LA.
I feel like the issue with the Lakers is and always has been building the talent around your guys. So I just hope that they're able to now support him with bringing in the right players and the right guys to help Luka find success.
Well, the biggest thing is they don't have. Well, okay, they do have Le GM James.
Yes.
Still on the team, right? But theoretically, he's not calling the shots anymore. We did hear a little bit about Luka kind of pulling some strings in Dallas as far as telling the front office who to bring in, but it didn't seem like it was as egregious as LeBron straight up just building the entire team and bringing in his buddies. So, I am interested to see, especially with new ownership now, how this looks.
That too.
In the immediate future.
That too.
It's a sign of change for the Lakers.
Yes. The tides are changing. It's Luka's time now in LA. And like I said, we'll see what they build around him. That's going to be the most important thing for me.
He's also skinny now.
Yeah, man.
This is, in case you don't know, this is a yearly storyline for Luka. Men's Health had the big feature story on him about how he took it personally when Nico Harrison said he was fat and yada, yada, yada. And he's skinny now and he's ripped. Guys, we see this every single year. People were posting tweets from literally 2022, 23, 24. Oh, watch out, NBA. Luka Doncic lost weight this offseason.
Yeah,
I'm not worried about it.
He looks different.
He always looks different in July.
Yeah, I guess.
And then...
So what the heck does he do from September to February
I don't know.
To end up right back to where he was, man?
I will say, I don't care how much he weighs. He went to the conference finals when he was fat.
Yes.
Like, who cares? Or not the conference finals, the NBA finals. They won the Western Conference.
I feel like one of the things that makes Luka special is his physicality. And so I hope he doesn't sacrifice some physicality for the sake of losing weight.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, he's going to hit the step back 3 regardless.
Yeah.
So, big news in LA. Luka Doncic signing a 3-year extension, $165 million. Before you pull out your calculators, that's $55 million a year. I already did the calculation for you. So, that's that. Let's get into technical fouls. Alex, I think the biggest one this week, I mean, we had some funny ones. I'm sure your show might have talked about Marcus Morris Sr., Gilbert Arenas, all that stuff.
Yep.
That got hammered on Jake and Ben. It got hammered on Hans and Scotty on all the other shows, so we don't have to go through that. I'm bringing in some fresh technical fouls.
What do you got?
The biggest one has got to be Jerry Jones and the Dallas
100%.
Cowboys. I will say, if you were in high school and you had a friend that was a Cowboys fan, I'm sure that you probably teased them all the time because it's fun to make fun of Cowboys fans.
It is fun.
I have a friend that is a Cowboys fan. I don't talk to him as much as I used to. But this gave me a reason to text him and say, rub it in his face a little bit. Just, hey, your yearly reminder, the Cowboys still suck.
That's the opposite of what I thought you were going to say.
You were going to say check in on them?
Dude, I feel bad for them at this point.
I don't.
I feel kind of bad for him right now.
So Jerry Jones,
Yeah.
owner / GM of the Cowboys, is running this franchise into the ground. He is in the middle of a tumultuous contract negotiation with Micah Parsons. I said it last year when they paid CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. I said there's no way they can keep all three of them, including Micah Parsons. Somebody's going to have to walk. Anyways, Micah Parsons has requested a trade because things have got so messy. And some behind-the-scenes details have come out. Turns out Jerry Jones talked to Micah Parsons in person about it in the springtime and assumed that they had agreed on an extension. Micah Parsons said, no, it's not official until you talk to my agent. Jerry Jones said, well, I already talked to you about it. I'm not talking to your agent. And that's that. He tried to go behind the agent's back. And you can't do that. That's the whole reason. Micah Parsons pays an agent to take care of this for him.
Exactly.
And, you know, you don't blame the player for wanting to be involved in contract talks, but nothing is official until the agent is involved. And basically, Jerry Jones was trying to go behind the agent's back and do this, and that sours the relationship. And it is worth noting, we saw Myles Garrett request a trade earlier around the draft and the combine and stuff. And ultimately, he signed his extension and stayed in Cleveland, right? So just requesting a trade doesn't mean anything, but it does seem like this relationship has gone south.
It seems like it's gone very sour. You have multiple players who are on the Cowboys roster right now coming out on social media and sharing their support to Micah Parsons.
CeeDee Lamb tweeted it yesterday.
CeeDee Lamb's coming out. A couple other players have come out and have made themselves vocal. And it's one thing to have one player turn on Jerry, but if there's multiple guys turning on Jerry, that could get interesting.
It could, but ultimately it's not going to do anything because that's the power.
No, because I think everybody but Jerry realizes that it's time for him to go.
Right. And unfortunately, that's the power that he has.
Yes.
It does not matter.
Nope.
It does not matter because in his position as the owner and the GM, and his son Steven is involved as the GM or assistant GM or whatever, they hold all the power in Dallas, and it sucks that it's that way, and they are ruining the franchise. Not that I really care, because I don't like the Cowboys, but I do feel for Micah Parsons, who is on a historic run.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
He is one of a handful of players to average more than 12 sacks across each of their first 4 seasons. Some other names that did that, J.J. Watt, DeMarcus Ware, Lawrence Taylor, all Hall of Famers. And Micah Parsons is up there. Going into his 5th year, and that's as a rookie, he wasn't even a full-time defensive end. He was an off-ball linebacker as a rookie. And he still racked up 12 sacks. And then they moved him to an edge rusher type. So very versatile, can play literally anywhere across the front 7. I love him. He's a dog.
I think any team would be lucky to have him, man. If this all goes down the way that it's gone down and he does end up getting traded, I think wherever he goes and wherever he ends up, that team is going to be super, super lucky to land him.
Yeah. Another trade request in the NFL, Terry McLaurin, Washington Commanders, all-pro receiver. Why is that?
Because they should pay him.
Oh, yeah. Well, your quarterback is on a rookie deal. You have no excuse to not pay Terry McLaurin. Especially, he has 5 straight 1,000-yard seasons. Before Jaden Daniels, he was playing with no names. Like, no offense, but it was I don't even remember who was throwing him the ball because they didn't matter. It was the one guy with the arm sleeves. Yeah, Taylor Heineke. Everybody loved him, but he was bad. Dude.
Yeah. Look, man, I think we talked about it a little bit last week, Christian, and I think Terry McLaurin was a huge part of the Commander success last season.
Yeah.
This is a team who made it to the NFC Championship last year.
With the rookie quarterback.
Terry McLaurin deserves to be paid. JJ tried to make the argument earlier this week that he's not even a top 10, or he's not even a top 5 receiver. And
yeah, I'd buy that. But guess what? He's not asking for top 5 money.
Exactly.
I pulled up the list yesterday.
Pay the man.
So Terry McLaurin, first off, he deserves the extension because he gave so much to this franchise before they were good. They were horrible before Jaden Daniels got there. But Terry McLaurin showed up and consistently
he could have requested a
very
move
good
out earlier. right? When they were
bad.
When they were not so good. He could have requested to leave earlier, but no, he waited. He stuck it out and played his part to make this franchise, to help the franchise turn around.
Yeah. And so as far as where he ranks right now, he's currently the 18th highest paid receiver, just behind Cortland Sutton from the Broncos. And Sutton, interesting enough, same age, just signed a deal with the Broncos worth $23 million.
Yeah.
And that hurts Terry McLaurin's case because McLaurin wants $30 million. That would put him around Brandon Ayuk, Tyreek Hill, Amon-Ra St. Brown, which I do think Terry McLaurin is on the same level as those players.
I would agree.
So $30 million would put him at, about 8th in the NFL, which I think is totally justifiable. I don't think he's asking. Top 5 is Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, DK Metcalf, Garrett Wilson.
And the reality is you need Terry McLaurin if you're the Commanders.
If you're Jaden Daniels.
If you're Jaden Daniels, you need Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
And I understand you traded for Deebo Samuel, but I don't think Deebo's not the same Deebo we saw
he's washed.
Even 2 years ago.
He's fat and he's washed. No, I don't think it's outrageous to be asking. I think he's asking to be paid what he deserves. He's not asking to be the highest paid receiver in the NFL.
Right.
He recognizes that he's not on Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson's level or CeeDee Lamb, but he very much is around the same level as Amon-Ra. I'd say he's better than Brandon Ayuk. He's better than DJ Moore and Michael Pittman Jr. and some of these other players that are
he's definitely better than Michael Pittman Jr.
Yeah, some of these other players that are currently getting paid more than him. Calvin Ridley is making more than Terry McLaurin.
Calvin Ridley's making more?
Yeah.
No way.
So that's all he's asking. He's saying, hey, I've had 5 straight 1,000-yard seasons, 4 of those with a crappy quarterback.
Yeah.
Just pay me what I deserve. Pay me what's fair for my production. I think that is totally justifiable. And anyways, he requested a trade. Same thing. I think it's going to get resolved. I think they're going to pay him.
I hope so, man, because he was such an important piece of that, of that team last season.
Yeah. It would be hard to imagine him somewhere else.
Yeah.
One final technical foul real quick, just because I wanted to repeat a joke I saw online. The ESPN announced that they're buying NFL Network, and that includes Red Zone. So we'll see what that looks like. It's not going to take effect this year. Presumably, it's going to be the following 2026 football season. There are jokes about who's going to take over if they give the boot to Scott Hansen. Is it going to be Stephen A. Smith? Is it going to be Pat McAfee? Some other ESPN talent. Somebody said Red Zone is just going to turn into 7 hours of AJ Hawk staring into the camera. That's all I had to say.
Oh, that's funny. What AJ Hawk? He brings good insight, but
when he talks,
but for the most part, he's just sitting there.
He gets like 3 minutes of airtime.
I think so. Yeah.
I think the main reason he was there was his connection to Aaron Rodgers from the Packers, and then they're like, "Hey, yeah, we can't really kick you off yet. We'll wait until Aaron Rodgers retires or something."
I think it'll be interesting what comes out of this whole ESPN deal, but at the end of the day, no matter what happens, Scott Hansen can't go anywhere.
Yeah, Scott Hansen can't leave.
He is Red Zone.
I also hope, the NFL Network's draft show was much better than ESPN's.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't even watch ESPN's because everybody was complaining about it. I like the NFL Network's coverage with Rich Eisen and all those guys.
Yeah.
And hopefully ESPN doesn't ruin any of that. But they, let's just say they do not have the Midas touch.
It's interesting, though, because, now you buy NFL Network, and then earlier you bought inside the NBA. With Shaq and Kenny and Ernie, and I'm missing someone, and Chuck. Yeah, there you go. So now you have...
It's a monopoly.
Yeah, they're picking them up like Infinity Stones, man.
I guess.
Yeah.
What's next?
I don't know. We'll see.
The Hockey Show.
Probably.
With Wayne Gretzky. I think that's already ESPN.
No, it was TNT.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
TNT.
That's right.
It's TNT.
Okay, we're way over. We got to take a break. Coming up next, Alex, let's talk Utah football and what we learned from their first week of training camp. Stay with us. It's the Saturday Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.